Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Fabulites. What opens with Ash, Sharice, and Robin on a bus, and what closes with the Wizard of Oz asking if, oh no, that's not what it closes with. Karen asserting that she still is the grande dame of Potomac. Was that in this episode or was that in previews? Because y'all, I was taking notes still on the previews. But anyway, in 2 weeks we'll get the season finale. This is the Real Housewives of Potomac. I think it's episode 11. Is it episode 11? I gotta get the name and everything. But I'm about to do a quick recap review, or maybe not so quick recap review of the Real Housewives of Potomac. So if you want to find out how we got from opening to closing, or opening to previews for next week, stick around. Thanks for clicking and joining me. Okay, so we're on the bus with Ash, Sharice, Robin. And who was the man on the bus? Was he just a random passenger? Because when they got to the thing, the person said, oh, is it just the 4 of you? And I kept counting. I'm like, I think it's just 3 of our housewives women. But anyway. And wow, Mike does sound, the Wizard of Oz, Michael does sound kind of controlling. Talking about Ash talking about she can't have international on her phone. And I'm like, who is she gonna call internationally? Who is he trying to, what's really going on? I don't know. Okay, in the car we have Karen, Giselle, and Monique. These are the women who had gone on the separate America's Cup Japanese team trip. And they're all meeting up now for dinner on Sharice's hostessing day night. This is Sharice's event. So Shasha, she over there. To me, it looked like she was trying to talk to the guy, but he was trying to meet her light-skinned, pretty-eyed friend, Robin. So Sharice is cool. She rolled with it. She introduced Robin to him. She didn't really miss a beat. And I guess when you out here being the darker-skinned one, you just be used to people being interested in, you know, I guess other people, and you just have to find the people who are interested in you. Because she sure didn't seem to skip a beat or be feeling hurt or anything. So Sharice and Karen, the 2 mediators, seem to need mediation. Their talk does not work. Their first attempt at reconciliation doesn't work. Because the women, when they went on the boat trip, they like, now we done reconciled. Now you and Miss Karen, you and Sharice need to reconcile. We can all be hostesses together. Y'all can, you know, work it out. Okay, so then we're in Sharice's suite. We got Ash, Giselle, Robin, and then we see Monique and Karen's suite. And I guess everybody is venting about, you know, each other or whatever. Monique is just listening to Karen. She says to be courteous. Didn't she say that? Something like that. And then it's like Sharice dropped some foreclosure tea. Yeah, so I was kind of like, I missed it. She spilled it, but I didn't quite catch it. Was she trying to say, we all bought our houses full price who live in Potomac? And Karen bought her house on foreclosure. It's a discount house. You know, is that what she was saying? You know, so anyway, oh Lord. So then we see the montage. My phone is doing this thing, y'all. Then we see the montage of the different women on the phone with their families. How y'all doing today? You doing good? I don't know what I be doing. What do I do? What have I done? What do I do that causes this to happen? This is probably supposed to be some, you know, good feature in this app, but it's not my favorite feature. So yeah, I don't know if the tea was that Karen, they say they have so much money, but instead of paying, you know, $2 million for their house, they only paid $1 million, so they not as rich as they think. You know, they out here bargain hunting, trying to perpetrate like they getting stuff full price. You know, that's last season's shoes that you got after the season was over. I don't know. Okay, so we see the montage of the women on the phone with their families back in the States. Ash and the Wizard of Oz, Mike, are on the phone. Ash says she gonna fix her marriage and the restaurant when she gets back home. We see Karen on the phone with her hubby, and he's there. We see the Packers moving the house. So then the ladies are at a cricket match, and the men are on Robin, and she feels stressed to date because of her assignment from her therapist. And Karen is not in a fight. Oh, Karen says that she is not in a fight with Charisse to be the alpha female, because Karen says that Karen is already the alpha female. We see Charisse and Karen again, and Karen is apologizing, and so they cool now. Cool enough. So they have a pajama jam. Ash, was that Giselle talked about pajama jam? That was cute. I like that. Ash and the Green-Eyed Sisters join. Then Monique joins. Then Monique is talking about her closing. I've closed on the house in Potomac, and this is going on. I got to get the electricity switched over, whatever she's saying. And Karen says nothing. She's silent. They're going through the same thing. It would be a natural, lead in the conversation to say, oh yeah, girl, we closed, or we doing this, or I know about it, or the way we got our electricity changed over is this, or whatever. And then the ladies have this thing where each of them, or a couple of them, or all of them, I don't know, are rapping. So we all get some little kikis, some hee-hee-hees out of that. Then we have another montage of people doing different stuff. I guess they're back in the States now. Then we see Robin in her therapist's office, and she's talking about the dating assignment. She says, if I were to give, myself a grade, or if you were to give me a grade, from A to F, you give me a WTF. And we all think it means, what the fuck? But it means whole and total failure. And then she's saying that something about how I couldn't quite tune in, but something about how she still cares about Juan and what she has at home. It made her realize, but the therapist asked her some question, and she like, I don't even know. The reason I haven't asked him is because I don't know if he cares. Robin, girl, you really know how to work somebody's nerves with this foolishness, girl. The therapist asked, do you want to live, or do you want to keep existing? And it's like, help her, therapist girl. Help her. Help the babies. Help the baby. Help a child. And then we see Ash in the Wizard of Oz's office. And the Wiz is like, in the meeting that's coming up, you will see that we have already done some things in preparation for this meeting that you will be in shortly. And we have started the process of modifying your role. And in the teaser, Ashley had already said, this was never a joint venture. This is disrespect. And I was wondering, well, you know how sometimes in the teaser, they make it seem like one thing, but it's something else. I'm like, well, maybe the Wiz is about to gift her the restaurant, and give her $2 million so she can get the business on his feet her way. Maybe. But the Wiz says, you're just the owner, not the owner-manager. And Ashley seems happy enough with that. Because actually I think, I don't know, but I guess ownership is good if it's successful and she's making money. She has a percentage of that, whatever happens with their marriage, I guess. I don't really. But anyway, she seems happy enough with that. And she's sexing, teasing him, oh, your desk is, I love your desk. And he's like, ha, ha, ha. Yeah, what can we do on the desk? Ha, ha, ha. And she's showing her thighs and, whatever, they doing their thing. So I guess all is well in the land of Oz. All is well in the land of Oz. So then we're at the unveiling of Shasha's champagne room. Oh, I'm sorry. It's a ribbon cutting and reveal party. So the Green-Eyed Sisters arrived, then Monique, and she says she feels bad for Karen, Monique does, not being able to afford 2 houses simultaneously. Because of course what Monique has done is they still in their house. They bought this house, but they still in the other house. So it's not, what normal people go through where you don't want to have 2. She feels so sad for Karen, being like the rest of us or some of us. But I thought that was funny, like rich people problems. Giselle, Karen is trying to keep up. Oh, Giselle says Karen is trying to keep up with the Jordans and the Samuels, but she just realized she was a Huger. So I guess she's, the emerging theme is that Karen is not as rich as, she wants us to believe that she is. Then Karen arrives. and Mo was saying that, so they go into the champagne room, and Monique is like, oh my gosh, this is the perfect, and y'all, she was saying it was the perfect riding chair, as in, I guess, having sex and they're riding, you know, each other, you know, whatever. And I thought she was saying riding chair. So I'm looking at the chair like, well, where would, how, you know, it took me a minute, but I got it. And then Karen says, we moved, and I live in Great Falls. And I think she even says, I remember I told you, and everybody's like, nah, you ain't tell us. And then Karen is renting to own, and somebody is like, that's going backwards. It does seem a little unusual. And Karen says that she doesn't care what you think. She is the Grande Dame of Potomac. Cray much. I mean, is that a real title? I don't understand this passion and this intensity and this anger around. I thought that was just an expression, and she keeps maintaining that people gave her the title, and I don't. It seemed a little cray to me. You know, I'm just saying. And you know what's coming up? I guess the end of the season is coming up. And I think all season they've been teasing this. This has been worrying me all season. When the Wizard of Oz asked about the Huger situation, he asked, is this a front or for something? And I've been trying to figure out what he's talking about. Like a front for drugs, a front for prostitution, like a front for money laundering. Like, well, what could it be a front for? I didn't really understand, and I still don't understand. So I guess next week, all will be revealed. But that's what I got. Real Housewives of Potomac. Thanks for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing, being here, sharing. And you know what I want you to do today, don't you? Today and all days. Be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous. You. Bye, baby.